the world's most sought after spiritual healer, has the answers to questions you need answers for. Feeling defeated? Africa's chief crusader, the channel for spiritual, moral, physical, and financial health with hidden ancestral powers and virtue is here with your solution.
I always seem to be failing in business, but someone told me about Professor Carmo, and after a couple of visits, my restaurant is doing a whole lot better. I can't complain no more.
Reuniting loved ones and families.
I had a big problem with my man. He would never stay home. I saw Professor Caramo, and now we're closer than ever. Even our sex life has improved tremendously.
I've been battling this case for a long time. They kept pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back. I got tired of the back and forth. It all ceased when I met with Professor Carmore, and I won my case.
Make failure a thing of the past. For success that will last, call 646-331-8597 now.
Whitney Media offers unique opportunities for independent packagers and radio program producers in the metropolitan area. Both WVIP HD and WVOX Worldwide offer prime airtime in the evening, on the weekend, and during the day for a wide range of programs dealing with health, finance, religion, business opportunities, as well as international and multicultural talk and music. The following is an independently produced program. The views and claims expressed on this program by its hosts and guests are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or its advertisers. New York's Caribbean Voice, 93.5 WVIP.
Welcome to Legally Speaking with Attorney Antoinette Osborne. This program is for information purposes only. If you need legal advice, you can contact me, Antoinette Osborne, at 718-502-9137. That's 718-502-9137. The office focuses on immigration, divorce, bankruptcy, real estate, and estate matters. We also do eviction proceedings. There is a second office in Jamaica, West Indies, that focuses on legal representation if you are seeking to buy or sell property, or if you are looking to wrap up an estate. The office is conveniently located in the Bronx at 4262A White Plains Road. The cross street is 235th Street, and we are in between Jamaica National and Mr. Sims, the accountant. In Queens, we are located at 88-28 Sutphin Boulevard. We are right across from the Supreme Court. We go strictly by appointments only. And the number to call for an appointment is 718-502-9137. This morning, I am urging my listeners who are paying child support, do not take it lightly. We're coming up to tax season, and if you owe child support and it is collected through the support collections unit, there will be a property execution where you'll lose that tax refund. And one of the issues where people are filing jointly in a marriage, where their spouse owes that tax refund, it is an issue whether or not they should file jointly. I will tell you this, one of the fraud triggers in these marriage cases are these tax returns that are married filing separately. Therefore, I will leave you to make the decision in light of that. If you are owing child support and it is payable through DSS I think it's DSS in the suburbs, support collections unit in the city, a payment that's going to Albany, I'm going to encourage it If you owe this money and you're getting a tax refund, that is not going to happen for you. And a lot of people during the COVID period, when they're expecting this credit, they've lost it because they owe child support. And I'll tell you, one of the benefits of paying child support, and oftentimes it is the men that pays because in reality, and I'm a very realistic person, the women often have physical custody of that child. So they are the ones that are in fact collecting the child support funds. Now, another issue with the taxes in an immigration context is when you're filing for your citizenship. For those of you who you owe taxes, I am going to encourage you to get into a payment arrangement with the taxing authority. Once you show that you are in that payment arrangement and you are sticking to it, it's a difference where you get a payment arrangement and you not pay the people in a timely manner. Then no officer is going to exercise their discretion to put you in a category of person of a good moral character, you know. It's an issue as to whether or not you are paid the people their money, you know. I think one of the worst set of people can lend money is family member and friend. I bet you lend a stranger rasta. Yeah. You ever lend somebody your money yet? And you call them and them not even a fault for you. Or them see you on street and them a chat about everything except the money them owe you. And you stand up there looking at them face like, really? You don't really want, you know, this the only thing you want here are when you get your money. That's it. You got my money? You see them the following week? You got my money? Yeah. So till them I take it to a certain level. One of the worst people you can lend money in life is your friend. Cause familiarity breed contempt. And your family members. Yeah. You don't have the powers of the Department of Treasury for just take the money and collect. Yeah? And the worst people you can owe in America is the taxing authority. Money. Yeah, man, them just so pain. You owe them money in court. It's called a property execution. All of a sudden you get a letter tax warrant. Backside, no sir. But as we're coming up to this wonderful season where a lot of you are expecting refunds, yeah, you may not get your refund when you owe child support, which is payable through SCU. Yeah, you send that payment up to Albany. And just a reminder, tax season, you owe the taxing. Me not care what they owe the IRS. Me not care you owe New York State. Me not care who you owe. Taxing authority, you owe them if you're not in a payment arrangement, and you're not. It's two things to this. You're in a payment arrangement, and you have proof. Young people, I don't care what you know in life. It's always what you can prove. When you're paying people with money and you're paying back a debt, cash is not king. If you're paying with cash, get a written receipt. Pay. Some people like to use money order. I encourage money order for people who the money is never in their bank account. Yeah, some people just write bounce check, which is a crime. When you know that you don't have the money on your right check. For those people, I encourage paying with money order. But for people who you're kind of more stable, you're more responsible, you know, say, you put the money in there and you can write a check, yeah. So, organize your life. It's 2023. We leave all the careless living in and nothing we leave in 2022. Careless living, waste man, waste girl, people who are hypocrite, yeah, fake friends, and fake family. Them going at the same category. Enough thing now living at 2022. It's 2023. It's positive affirmation time. We're not on a time for waste. Just tuning in, you're listening to Legally Speaking with attorney Antoinette Osborne. If you have a question this morning, you can call in at 718-502-9137. Once again, if you have a question this morning or you'd like to text your question, you can do so at 718-502-9137. Caller, you're on the air. Make sure your radio is off, my love.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Advern.
Morning, darling.
Yeah, I listen to you and I hear you say if a person have a deportable offense, be careful or you file for citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
I have a waiver that applies for me too.
You have a waiver in terms of what? You got a 212C waiver?
I don't know what I got a waiver before I got the green card.
Okay, so if you got the waiver before you got the green card, that's like an absolute pardon for you. So it's already pardoned by them. So it doesn't affect your citizenship application.
Yeah, I do it already and they turned it down. Like 6 years ago.
I would need to see your decision because once you've got the pardon, they have already dealt with that issue. Oftentimes it's people who have aggravated felonies who got a 212C waiver. They will never have good moral characters. So I cannot answer your question without seeing your decision. All right?
Okay.
All right. So you can
Okay,
always
thank
call
you.
the office on appointment. All right.
Okay, thanks.
Once you've gotten a waiver, then that takes care of your future applications. The only people who have generally problems with citizenship, even though they've gotten a waiver, is people who qualified for a 212C waiver. It's an aggravated felony. Anyone who has committed an aggravated felony, even though you have gotten that waiver or quote unquote that forgiveness by immigration, you still do not qualify for good moral character, which is a requirement for your citizenship application. Oftentimes, this is a 1 hour program. I can't get the whole story, so I'm answering based on what you have posed. So for something where it's a little bit more intricate, you may have to come into the consultation so I can get the full picture. Yeah. One of the things I'm going to encourage my listeners is when you're doing your application, be truthful with your attorney. You're going to do yourself more harm than good when you are not forthright and where you can just go into the interview and it's 1, 2, 3, but because you failed to provide honest and complete information, it holds up the green card. It makes absolutely no sense to you or your attorney. And I'm going to encourage you. And I find that this has happened, and no matter how you ask people the questions, and this is why, unless you have a reading or a writing problem, I prefer my clients to fill out the questionnaire themselves. Because one of the hardest things is where you have discussed something with someone, and this is why I prefer more. At my office, I have a case management system because I'm a person I like black and white, where I have clients who will ask me the same thing 10 times. If you do it once, twice, that's fine. Even 3 times, I may have a little patience. But when you're asking the same thing, I have to refer to the fact that I have sent you the same information you requested, and I point out the dates because I go through Miss a girl, I like black and white, some I like some history. The memory sometimes say it, but there's nothing like black and white, young people. When you're doing business, gone are the days where you can do business with a handshake. Because people now have no character now. You see, this is why immigration asks a good moral character. People now, we are in a time, and let's get practical. We are in a time where everything that is wrong is right. And this is why I encourage you, especially people who are parents, the school system should not be the first institution to teach your children. This should begin at home. If you're relying on that dog when you have your supper, caller, you're on the air.
Good morning, Miss Osborne. How are you?
I am good. Morning, my darling. How can I help you this morning?
All right. I would like to petition for my sister to come here. However, I know it's a long process.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering, my mom is, she has a permanent resident card. Is she, even though she's not working, is she able to file for my sister?
Okay, so is your sister married?
No.
All right. So your mom can file for her. During that time, your sister should not get married. But what I encourage siblings to do is when their parents is at a certain age, that the mother put in an application and also the sibling. Why? Because if the parent dies during the application, yeah, you're going to end up having to file for that sibling. So your sister would be waiting for years. So when you see a parent, not that I'm saying a younger parent can dead early either, but when your parent is at a certain age, I encourage two applications, because one of the hardest things if your mom dies is to get humanitarian reinstatement. It's nearly like waiting on Christ. So this is why I encourage two petitions. All right?
All right.
Okay, ma'am.
So when she puts hers in, I have to put one in as well.
I encourage it. You don't have to, but I encourage it because I do not know the hour or time concerning, God forbid, your mom departing this earth. All right?
And if she never worked since coming here, does that make a difference?
Well, that's why you'd be the joint sponsor.
Okay.
All right? Okay,
all right. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You see, the thing with our parents is we never know. We want them to live forever. I'll tell you, one of the things I have seen is where a parent has to bury a child. That's one of the hardest things. Yeah? All right, so someone, let's get to this text message. My son got a letter from National Visa Center in the island. How much is the fee? I'm not sure if your son has dependents. If it's only your son, then the only fee that he should be paying is a $325 for his immigrant visa, and also the $120 for the affidavit of support. If there are additional people, then it's different fees. All right, so just tuning in, you're listening to Legally Speaking with Attorney Antoinette Osborne. If you have a question this morning, you can call in at 718-502-9137. You can also, in the week, to make an appointment, call 718-502-9137. And you can also text your question this morning to 718-502-9137. Someone texted, good morning. A petition was filed for my mom. I was a beneficiary before 2001. That petition fell through. If my wife filed for me, would I be 245I? I came in someone's name, not an American name. All right. So if you came in someone else's name, then you don't even need 245I if you have proof of the entry. You would just need a waiver for the misrepresentation as long as it is not an American passport or birth certificate that you came on. And usually if you do need a 245I, if you are a derivative beneficiary and your mom met the qualifications for 245I, then as a derivative you would benefit from that and you would be able to adjust here based on 245I. All right. So it is a new year and we are going to be channeling ourselves, young people. If you are in your parents' homes, and I will not even look at the parents because a lot of you are enablers. I've had clients come in. I think one of the hardest things that I had seen my client do is evict his daughter. The man had lost his wife. He had wanted to move on with his life in that he had wanted to sell his home. But the daughter, who was so entitled, and this is why I do not like entitled children, wanted to live in the home, not paying a dollar, because she's entitled. And she wanted to live in the home whilst the father wanted to move on with his life. Because, and it just broke my heart that you would have taken your father, we had to go through a trial to evict her. A lot of you are living in your parents' home for free. And parents, this is where you have to look into yourself because I have a client right now have the daughter living for free for, I think, 13 years. Think him just ask her for $600 for a 3-bedroom apartment. Because she's just paying a utility bill all these years. I'm going to encourage you, parents. You see, nonsense. I'm a person of zero tolerance. One of my affirmations for 2023 was patience. I have zero tolerance for nonsense. And for those of you new immigrants that are coming in, gone are the days, because I don't even think this works in the islands anymore. You could have lived in your family house for years. You live on family land. You don't know what it is to pay rent. If you are bridge light, we call it bridge, basically the word is if you are thief light, you don't know what it is to pay a utility bill. Worse, if somebody in the house buy grocery, you don't know what it is to contribute a grocery bag. America now runs so. Right here, so it's different. Yeah? As a new immigrant coming in, you're staying somewhere, there is a cost. There is a cost for shelter. There is a cost for food. You have access to utility bills. I don't think anyone who is over 18, unless you have got to school, and we don't deal with professional students. If you have got to school, there must be a time limit that you finish school. A lot of you are going to be looking to evict these children whom you have enabled. They're not contributing a dollar. They're in your homes, cocking up their feet, eating, getting fat, yeah, and enjoying. Because if you can't find donkey for ride, you gotta ride it. and enjoying the fruits of your labor, often waiting on you to die to inherit. If you do not train that child in a way that they should be accustomed to, you are going to regret it. And these are the same children, when you're enabling them from their young, they are in your homes, and you, your name is on the deed, or on the lease, or on the share certificate, you are tipping in that house like a church mouse. And I don't think anyone who is over 18 and who is working and you're living somewhere, you should be contributing. Otherwise, go and rent a room or an apartment and go and make life. Because a lot of you, you're unrealistic because you're living for free. Just tuning in, you're listening to Legally Speaking with attorney Antoinette Osborne. If you have a question this morning, you can call in at 718-502-9137. You can text your question to 718-502-9137. Tenants who are not paying. You know, I had a client this week, I laughed out so loud I think my side hurt me. She rented to our tenant, and he rented to his tenant. The daughter is a more younger, vivacious sort of person. So, you know, that means she and the tenant now agree when the tenant is not paying the rent. My client, tenant tell the daughter, which has already started doing, that she's going to go back home to Haiti and deal with her. Right now, she's putting chicken bones around the house. I don't care what kind of juju, Santaria, Uabia, all the people that money, moolah, dinero, yeah? Ching. Pay the people them rent. One of the crises that we're having in New York City is a shortage of houses. Rents are through the roof. And I think one of the ways the city is trying to circumvent this is because everybody is tired. And one of the ways that this is sought to be circumvented is to stop people from carrying on Airbnb in their apartments. But what the city don't understand is when you get a non-paying tenant, yeah, and they are in your apartment. Let's look at the court system. Oftentimes, unless your tenant agree to leave, you are running in this system for nearly a year to get them out. Yeah? And where people can't get this extra money anymore, which is reliable money, because when you get a tenant in, the Airbnb is a short-term rental for most people. When you get that tenant in and them not pay you, hey, caller, you are on the air.
Good morning, Miss Osborne. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my sister. How can I help you?
Yes, I'm very happy that you're emphasizing, talking about this situation this morning regarding children taking over parents' property without any authorization or sworn and behaving as if they are entitled. I just came back from Jamaica and I had an experience there with my niece. Mm-hmm. One of my nieces who is actually building a house on my mother's house. She's building on the upstairs without my permission. And not only that, she had started building a bed, 2 bedrooms or something like that before. And I spoke to her about it and gave her permission, and authorized her not to, build anything else there, unless speaking with me and so on. I went to Jamaica. I realized that she's building another 3 bedroom with the other two on top of the upstairs to where my parents live. Fortunately, my mother passed away, and she had me on the deed before she passed away.
Good.
So that was why I was able to tell her that. But not only that, I went to the tax office, and she's supposed to pay the taxes. They hold 5 years worth of taxes, and unfortunately, I'm not able to collect $1 from her for the taxes. Not only that, the title is with the lawyer, and I'm supposed to pay the lawyer 50,000 Jamaican dollars according to the lawyer, and this girl will not contribute a dime. I don't understand what's happening to these young people. So I had to go to the lawyer, and the lawyer is doing a letter to evict her as well.
Okay.
So I'm glad you are emphasizing that, because it's no joke. It's the reality. It's real what these young people are doing, not just to us, but to themselves.
That's right.
You see, because they don't have any documentation, nothing at all. Why you? And this is a supervisor working on one of the prominent hotels down in Jamaica,
okay.
and they don't want to get buy anything for themselves. Not only that, they are running the risk of the family and themselves losing the property, because yes, they're going to put it up for eviction if they don't pay the taxes, because they're not going to pay it. So that's why I have to, evict her as well.
Okay, my darling.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. In that situation, I would evict that child because you're unruly. When it comes to principle, I don't care whether we're a family or we're friends. I'm a principled person. And if someone has given you the blessing to use a portion of their land and given you restrictions and you can't hear, you see, one of the things is you have to understand when you're building on land, that property is a fixture. Yeah. And fixtures remain with the land. So you're going to end up losing all your monies because you're going to get removed, but the fixture stays. And young people, when you see people with their things, go look your own. Yeah? Blessed the child that has his own. And a lot of you need to grow up being constantly sheltered. And the air, make sure your radio is off, my love.
Yes, good morning, Miss Osborne. How are you?
I am good, my darling.
Yes, I have a tenant, right? I'm trying to evict him from the apartment, but we were supposed to go to court next month, but he moved out before the trial. And my lawyer charged me $1,500 fee for a flat rate. I gave him $1,000, and the guy moved out on his own. So he sent me a letter that I owe him $700. What do you think about that?
I don't know the terms of your engagement. This is something you have to review and speak. I don't know what was in your retainer agreement.
No. He said $1,500 flat fee. Now I got the notice that I supposed to pay $700.
Okay.
But I paid $1,000.
So if he charged you $1,500 and that money is earned, then you're supposed to pay him the balance. All right.
Okay. What do you mean by earned?
Earned in that he has done work that amounts to that $1,500. You're supposed to pay the balance.
I don't. Oh, I thought I was supposed to give him it if we go to court, if there was a trial, give him the rest.
And this is why you have to refer to your retainer agreement.
Oh, okay. So listen to me, Miss Antoinette. So the tenant move out. He owe me 3 years rent, and he leave me with $600 light bill for 2 months, and then he leave all his furniture in there. He didn't move out anything, and the place is in a disarray.
Wow.
And he defaced the apartment also. So I don't know. He moved. I don't know where he moved to. So I don't know if I can go to civil court and file anything.
You can go to civil court and seek your rental arrears, and I would move very quickly because that's 3 years rent owing. All right?
Okay. Thank you, my dear.
You're welcome. Yet still the city wants to stop people from doing Airbnbs. They need to make the landlord and tenant law stricter. This is not the South. We have a very liberal judicial system in landlord and tenant court. I remember one time I think I saw a tenant file 4 order to show cause. Amazed. The system is such a broken system. And this is what I tell my clients. They don't pay you 1 month, start the proceedings. To have a tenant, when especially you're a small homeowner and you are dependent on the rental income to help you pay the mortgage, They don't pay the first month, start the proceedings. Unless you've had a tenant for years. Because in everything you have to have flexibility, you have to have discretion. If you have had a tenant for years that has always paid and they have encountered a hard time, you must be able to exercise your discretion whether or not you're going to give them time to pay, you're going to take off something, because I don't believe in hard and fast, right? We're all human beings. We all go through a hard time. If you have not, then good for you. But at the end of the day, you have tenants who have just moved into a place, and as they move in, they are not paying. I do not understand it. I'm a very principled person. Yeah? They're not paying you. Them just moved. You don't owe them nothing. You don't know them from Christ. Yeah? Start the proceedings. Just tuning in, you're listening to Legally Speaking with attorney Antoinette Osborne. Calling numbers to call if you have a question, it's 718-502-9137. You can also text your question to 718-502-9137. And to make an appointment during the week, it is 718-502-9137. I think generally New York City is in a absolute housing crisis. The rents are astronomical. I think one time you had this guy who was running for office because the rent was too high. It's 2023 and we're still in the same position. I think anyone who is in a job, be on your best behavior so you can keep it. We're going to go through some serious times. And this is not the time where inflation has soared through the ceiling, that we're wasting monies, and young people, it is not what you earn, it is what you save. You always remember that. Do not watch your friends. When you're looking at your goals, you must have tunnel vision, meaning you're not looking left, you're not looking right. You are focusing on what you are seeking to achieve. A lot of them with you today, check them 10, 15 years later. They are still at the same place in life. There is no planning. There has been nothing done to facilitate an advancement in their life. Yet still bad mind is real. And that's why sometimes when you have your aims and you have your aspirations, shut your mouth. Keep it to yourself. Because you will find everybody have an opinion. There are so many naysayers. Yet look at their lives. They have achieved nothing. Watch who you're taking advice from. It's like a married person taking advice from a single person. I think that is one of the dumbest things. Is that your role model? Is that your portion? Huh? Is that your life? Yeah. Then you're so in the same boat with them. Single again. Back on the prowl. My sister. Fix your life, oh. Just tuning in, you are listening to Legally Speaking with attorney Antoinette Osborne. Calling numbers, if you have a question, it is 718-502-9137. You can also text your question to 718-502-9137. To make an appointment during the week, you can contact the same number. Lord, turn off your radio, love.
Good morning, Miss Antoinette.
Good morning, my darling. How can I help you this
Yes,
morning?
Miss Antoinette, I have an aggressive felony like 25 years ago, right? There's any way I can travel?
You have, when you say aggressive, you mean an aggravated felony?
Yes, I was the felony 25 years ago.
Okay. Did you get did you get a 212C waiver?
No.
Do not travel. You're gonna by the time you come back in, they're gonna put you in removal proceedings. Enjoy America. Go to Florida. Do not travel. All right. I would
So
not
there's not
recommend it.
there's nothing I can do.
Unless you're eligible for a 212C waiver, do not travel.
I could come into you about that, right?
You can bring your disposition, certified copy, and I can take a look and tell you. And if it is an aggravated felony, you're going to stay right where you're the master. All right?
All right.
Okay, my darling. Take care. Bye. What you have to understand is where you have, when you're here, living your day-to-day life, you're not really encountering immigration unless you actually make an application to immigration, where oftentimes they run your prints and you wake up a sleeping lion. But when you travel, and let me repeat this, when you travel, when you travel, and you are returning to the country, you must go through CBP. That is Custom, Border and Patrol. That's immigration. And anyone who comes through, you stop and the man have a computer. Well, we are equal opportunity. Could be a woman. Them have a computer. You send them punch in, your whole life come up, including your criminal history. If you have a crime that can put you in proceeding, first of all, if you're an aggravated felony, you don't travel at all. Yeah, man. I've had clients who have come in, no judger. It nah go work. Yeah. I know Jesus Christ. May I work with the little one I have. Certain things are just not going to happen. Yeah, me telling them there today for get information. I'm not gonna do this forever. But whilst I'm here, I'm going to share whatever little knowledge I have. Because some people in America don't share knowledge. Yeah, me not like meet people. That's why me a girl, me I never chat to a man from a certain parish in Jamaica. Anyway, just tuning in. You are tuning in to Legally Speaking with attorney Antoinette Osborne. Telephone number if you have a question and you'd like to call in, it is 718-502-9137. You can also text your question to 718-502-9137. And to make an appointment during the week, you are calling the same number, which is 718-502-9137. Nice and decent island people and the family. I think the rest of the islands call it family. Yeah. We are a community. And different islands have different religions, different races. I don't give a about your race, your color, or creed. The only thing me no want around me are nastiness. Me a girl me get cross. Yeah, me don't like nastiness. Me can't go anywhere and live against people as long as them have a clean heart. Cause one thing me know about me can't live here for 10 years. Me mind my business. I'ma drink my water. Yeah, girl. Mind your business and drink your water. One thing America teach. You ever go up on the train yet? Nobody now make eye contact. Yeah, man, I'll never forget it. I was on the train one day And this girl, she have her baby in her hand. Yeah? That's why I never know like take the train. I pair crosses. Me always say pair crosses, man. We prefer the bus than the train. And the girl have her baby in her young baby, you know. I mean I know. This girl coming at the train. I mean I know. Ooh, cause she must never see say this girl a one mad backside girl. I mean I know. Ooh, tell this young lady if you style the girl with the baby. Oh my God. Miss Hey! Me just see the girl turn around and she say, yo ma, hold my kid for me. She never know the girl, you know. She just put and me say she deal with the girl. Me not care if them a old baby, me not care if them pregnant. Mind your business, and drink your water. Yeah. And she said, let me tell you something, girl. Your people, the last stop on this train to the Bronx should be 86th Street. I don't even know why you pass 86th Street. Bloop, bloop it out for you. See him so. What's that? Excitement on the ear. Turn off your radio.
Morning.
Turn off your radio, mama.
Morning, Miss Osborne.
Morning, darling.
How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sis. How can I help you this morning?
What month do you born?
September.
Oh, well, I guess your rule. Well, I guess I born August, so maybe you are Leo or something.
I'm a Virgo, my darling. But
you Virgo, oh, don't listen. May I tell you, well, you're near August, I saw me still like you too. I'm not going to call my name, even though when I call radio station, people know my voice. But I'm coming to see you because I have some issues, not immigration problem. Very, very, very good with that part of whatever. But I have to come and see you because I need you to help me with something.
Okay, my darling.
Because, you know, I don't want to lock up in a prison and then take the U.S. passport because that they must say I fight for and take whatever. It is terrible. I will have to come and see you one day, most likely this week.
Okay, my darling. Just call the office for an appointment. All right?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Take care.
Have a good day. Bye.
You too. Bye. And just for the record, my faithful radio listeners, you really can't lose your U.S. citizenship unless they start court proceedings against you, and there has to be some defect in the application process. And this is oftentimes you not disclosing a crime that you have committed, or there's some misrepresentation or fraud in your application. So for those who are U.S. citizens, I'll never forget it. After I came from immigration court with my client and her case was approved, and she said, Antoinette, thank you. I am now going to apply for my citizenship because I have to get my citizenship card. There's one girl, a piss her off, my client from Trinidad. You know, easy. She want to get her citizenship, she beat the girl. No, sir. Caller, you're on the air.
Yes, Mr. Bird, I call back again. Everything good, man. They try a lot of blackmail because I sue somebody and they try to blackmail. But I go to Jamaica and come back because them can't stop a good person. You know, but it's a lot. But as I say, I'm not disclosing nothing but no money and nobody here. I'll come and see you.
Okay, my darling. No problem.
Yeah, people terrible. Just as you said, that woman with the baby, if you follow them, you beat them, kill them. Them terrible.
Yeah. All right, my love. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, man, we're living in serious times. And, you know, one of the things with this younger generation, me and one of my clients to sit down and a reason one day. Yeah, I did have a little time in my hand, because oftentimes I don't have it. And him say, Antoinette, the difference with this generation, you know, back in the day, you're there on the street, and you want somebody to argue and say, come, do something. And the man really not going to do nothing, yeah? This younger generation, you said do something, them not play with you. Yeah, man, them going to do you something, man. So, especially when you're a more mature person, I know you deal with this generation. Them people are them serious. Yeah, man. Me no know. Head chip, head gone, head no good. Yeah, man. If them tell you, say, yeah, Them are going to do something. Don't take it lightly. All right. So we're coming to the end of the program. You're listening to Legally Speaking with Attorney Antoinette Osborne. Call-in number is 718-502-9137. No, sir, I forgot. Look like me have to drink my water. 718-502-9137. It's the same number to call to make an appointment during the week. So someone texted, "Good morning, Miss Osborne." All right, let's take this call. Caller, you are on the air.
Good morning, Antoinette. Real quick.
Mm-hmm.
To these young, disgusting little picking them out the road, I think of the weed them a smoke. If them did a smoke the good weed where we did a smoke back in the days, compared to this foolishness where them a smoke now where I make them mad, I think that's what it is.
All right, and some of them just unruly. All right, darling. Yeah, man, some are unruly. Mm-hmm. And I don't think children of a certain age should be smoking. That's me. Yeah, man. I can't take the scent, man. All of you on the air, love.
Yes, Miss Osborne is me again. See the lady calling, you know, the same thing me I tell you. With this thing that them doing.
Okay, love.
You see the lady calling about what they doing, is it?
Okay.
My grandmother teach me about them young people, days was to come about modern hell and what gonna happen, parents gonna bury children and all that corona thing. She teach me about so them how spray things to kill people. It now kill the banana and the planting, but it all kill mankind. A whole heap of things she teach me at 58.
Okay, my daughter.
So when me hear you talk, a serious talk, yeah, them crazy nowadays, yeah. This is modern hell.
All right, take care, bye. Yes, we are living in hell, I'll tell you this. All right, so just tuning in, we are at the end of the program, basically. It is 9:53. This program goes till 10 o'clock. So we have 7 minutes left. So let me get to this text message I was reading. Good morning, Miss Osborne. Happy New Year. My friend has an approved visa petition for her unmarried child. He's 8 years, but she cannot get any updated information on the current visa status. Can you take the case? She can come in for a consultation and I can review on whatever assistance that I can provide her with. I will. All right. So someone else texted, good morning. How are you? I am blessed. Thank you. I hope all is well. Yes. I was told that you now have to provide your employment information to renew or replace your green card. Is that the truth? Please, can you clarify that for me? I am not aware of that. In fact, I'll take a look at the form, but I'm not aware of that, They basically need the information from your green card, your parents' information, but with regards to your employment information, I am not aware of that. Whether you're employed or not does not affect your ability to get a green card. Their main concern is criminal history. Yeah, because back in the day, and this is way back in the day, some of you would have been familiar with the fact that you had a green card that never expired. And they were finding that people were actually deportable because they committed offenses, but because they were not taking their fingerprints, the biometrics, so they could be able to determine whether or not they could remove them, people were living here when they could have deported them. And this is why they're now, in every 10 years, you are supposed to renew your green card. But the thing is, unless a judge terminates your permanent residence or you abandon it, meaning that you give up the green card, you will remain a permanent resident. And oftentimes, it's terminated by a judge because you are deportable. Yeah. So I am here looking at the form. I don't see any requests for employment information. So I'm not sure. And this is where it's 2023. Careful of your village lawyer. Yeah? Yeah? I see my client text me. We are hoping it's going to be this year, Q. All right, so someone texted, hi, Miss Osborne, good morning, Happy New Year. True, back home, Jamaica, from age 14, them a start smoke. I'll tell you this. Me don't know what kind of stress young people I have them days. Me don't know if I uno as the parents I put it upon them. I find kids are taking unnecessary things on their head. It's not just adults who need to do a mental health check. I mean, I know. Church was important back in the day. This was where people would congregate and there would be somebody able to do a welfare check on you. Them days, they would talk to them people about church. It never happen. Yeah, man. And you in the house working, you don't have time for these kids. So nobody's doing welfare checks on your children. And this is why when you have the little nastiness them out on the road, they can come and approach your children and sway them with nonsense. I remember when I was growing up, my father said, look, God forbid you're on the road and you don't have no money, whether you're uptown or you're downtown, you have a place to stop and check in. Don't ask nobody, especially no man, for no money. Yeah? You have to instill something. Me find nobody now give them pick me a guidance. Yeah. Alright, so someone texted, good morning. Do you have an office in Jamaica? Yes, I do. I find nobody's giving these young people guidance. No. Their children are raising themselves. And it is sad. And you as a parent, you're so busy, they can't even speak to you. And even when you have the time, just do it how you deal with them. Them go outside and I take the guidance from a stranger who don't mean them any good. And you wonder why, as a people, we are falling apart. Yeah? 2022, and I better make time. I mean, I tell it, naga end well for now. Just tuning in, you're listening to Legally Speaking with attorney Antoinette Osborne. If you have a question, I'm sorry, we are at the end of the show. I can't take no more questions. Sorry, 10 o'clock to make an appointment during the week. It is 718-502-9137.
30 seconds.
That's 718-502-9137. Just a reminder, the office focuses on divorce, immigration, bankruptcy, real estate, and estate matters. We also do eviction proceedings.
10 seconds.
Have a blessed Sunday. Try and make this time today. Have a little family time. Very important. Walk good island people and the family.
93.5 WVIP and WVIP HD1, New Rochelle. A Whitney Global Media Station.
Hey! My dad is bringing home the best birthday cake ever!
It was my 5th birthday, and my dad was bringing home the cake.
Should have been here a half hour ago.
The cake never made it, and neither did my dad.
911, what's your emergency?
That was the day a drunk driver killed my dad. Daddy? Impaired drivers take lives. Think.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee. Aired in cooperation with the New York State Broadcasters Association.
Are you injured from an accident? Then you should be compensated for your pain and suffering, your lost wages, and your medical bills. No matter what your situation, the legal team at Spar and Bernstein is ready. They have a track record of fighting for high money awards for injuries. They're not just on your side. They are relentless in their pursuit for justice. For nearly 60 years, the legal team at Spar and